Hi, welcome back to Panda Reacts. I'm Sandra, and this is Ken
Hi.
and Ham. And we're back with Outlander, episode 13 of season 7. And, yeah. Last week's episode was packed with stuff. Yeah, it was really, really packed. We met Jane. I talked about how I was excited to possibly see if they cast her sister, and I know they did, so her sister will be a part of the show. They did a little behind the scenes thing on TikTok, and they introduced her. And I was like, yes, the little sister is in it. So I was glad because I wasn't sure if they were going to use her character or not. Anyway, and then Lord John was running for his life.
Yep.
Everybody was getting down and dirty in the shirts on it, or on counters as well. That was just Jamie and Claire, and Jane and William. So we have to see what's gonna go down. But are we gonna get back to Bree? It looks like this episode we are. So I'm excited to find out where they take that story and how similar it is to the book. So we don't have any comments today, so if you're watching, please make sure you leave a comment next time so we can talk about it, and that would be cool. So if you leave us a comment, that gives us something more to do with the opening of the show. All right, so let's get busy and watch the show. Well, we're still in the past, so. Oh, we're way in the past. We're with Roger now.
Roger trying to find the RAF pilot.
Yeah.
The murder dungeon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes!
Excellent.
She slapped.
Tell me, you piece of shit. You better be lying. For your own sake.
Yeah, she's killed people. She just kicked him in the face. She kicked him right in the face. Oh, hi. Rolo. I was looking for you.
So young as you used to be. Liachan. I was all weak, my fair. Your Auntie Claire had been married before, when I met her.
She was well versed in the things.
I was the virgin on our wedding night. I was given a great deal of advice beforehand from my Uncle Dougal.
It was all wrong.
And Angus. Any of it good?
No.
God, no.
It was all bad.
Yeah, I think you already can. Should be gentle about it. Was she gentle with you?
No.
God, no.
No, she was not. She bit you.
You both must think me very plain to insist on no. A marriage is made not in ritual, nor in words, but in the living of it, every day, whether you're together or apart.
Or dead, but not dead. Multiple times over.
I'm eager to see John Grey as well. Has he returned?
No.
No.
Went north once the Continental took the city.
You don't know.
How did you ken he left? You'd gone back to Valley Forge when I... You've seen him?
Yes.
Yes.
And I know you beat him up, too.
I was at Colonel Smith's camp when I was asked to treat a prisoner of war. I could not have lived with myself. So, I passed him a knife with his supper and he escaped in the night. I thought perhaps he would send word to thee.
Oh, no, he won't.
No.
No, because I punched him to death almost.
But what if the spirit doesn't move them?
And I may be sitting here for a very long time. I see the spirit has moved thee. Please, speak thy heart.
The spirit be clear.
Yes. No.
No, I mean...
That is not what I meant. Do you think I should say it's all my fault for being a bad influence for you? Forgive me.
If the spirit moves you to, personally I'd advise you and the spirit to stay out of it.
nightmares had plagued my heart.
Oh, it was pitch black. I couldn't see anything. But then I found a breaker box, and I flipped on all the switches.
Jemmy! Jemmy!
Can you feel him, sweetheart?
I feel him, Mummy.
Hundreds of years. We're looking around the same place.
Yeah.
Colder.
Oh.
Warmer.
Then the tunnel split in two directions. Luckily, I studied the tunnel schematics, so I knew where to go. I went right.
He remembers his mother's story.
Yeah, because that's exactly what Rob did to her.
We're gonna find everything in this episode.
I think we might. Rob. Oh, there it is.
Jeremiah! Is that a boy?
Say what the...
Rob, you bloody bastard.
Exactly. I think they might end up all going up. That's not how it works in the book, by the way.
Hot, Mummy, really hot.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Hot, Mummy, really hot. Hey, Wolfie, I haven't done anything.
Where you running then?
Because you were chasing me.
This is my father's helmet.
That's mine.
Find it.
Release me, Wolfie. Husband.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh,
oh.
oh, cover your eyes, Ham.
Oh
Cover your
no.
eyes, Ham.
Not Rachel, she's so easy. But she is not afraid of this. Not scaring her at all.
Okie dokie.
So far. These two are so flippin' cute.
Wahoo.
Oh, I'm down there. Oh, whoops. Come back up. Okay, cool.
My skin is so soft, like velvet.
Well, she's not exactly, having any qualms here.
I'm not moaning.
Yes, he is.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. Don't ruin things, man. Oh! Has she been reading some books, this girl? Feeling guilty? Maybe that John might get caught and get hung? Let's go find John. Should we?
What's become of him?
Yeah, because you were a jerk.
What you did with him in this room.
Oh, shut it!
Still hold it against you, but it's hard for me to sleep here. I failed.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Why do you say he
Totally
failed?
failed.
Brave.
Didn't even raise him.
Yeah.
It's John.
I'm out of there.
Oh no!
What might your name be, sir? Bertram Armstrong. And may I have the pleasure of knowing your own name, sir?
Coming back with the police. Cause you kidnapped her son.
Mr. Carmody!
Did he escape and now he's probably
He's
in
in
the
the
other
trailer.
in the trailer?
Yeah, just said.
I shouldn't have to tell you guys how to do your job.
Yeah.
No need to be hysterical, Mrs. Mackenzie.
She's not being
You
hysterical.
haven't seen hysterical. This guy has keys to my house. I have told you everything I know. You should be out there looking for him. God knows what he might be planning next.
Right. Well, as a precaution, is there anywhere else you can stay until your husband returns?
Yeah, the past. Yep, I can. I can stay in the past.
Thought about what you're going to say to him if you see him.
No, don't run! Jenny! You're Jenny, right? We're here to help.
Who are you?
It's all right, we're here to help. You're J.W. Mackenzie, aren't you?
It's true. I haven't lost my mind.
Nope.
In your time, Winston Churchill is Prime Minister. In mine, it's a woman named Margaret Thatcher.
A woman?
I have some alcohol to disinfect her.
If you've got alcohol, I'd rather drink it. I'm sorry you've lost your boy. I have a son myself. God, I need to get back to him. He's just a baby.
It's all right. You'll be all right. I'm sure of it.
Because it's me.
It's classified.
It won't matter now.
It's not as if I can tell anyone.
Oh, that rat shepherd boy.
He snitched.
He snitched. He ratted us up.
Of course he did.
Oh no, come on.
Wait on it! About Marjorie. Keep her in your mind's eye. Touch that centre stone.
Who the bloody hell do you know my wife's name?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter. You've got to tell me something.
You better get going.
Please.
I love you.
He heard you, man.
Oh,
He heard you.
well, looky here.
Drink it.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't. Will you take this too? For safekeeping.
Yeah, again. She had it the first time.
Locksmith at least.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and read in there now.
Are you sure that's safe?
No,
No.
I have a gun.
it's not safe at all, Bree.
What else can I do, Fee?
The police are no help.
No, because you can't
I
kill
have
him.
to protect my family.
And just as I touched the stone, I thought of my own father. How scared and alone I'd felt without him.
It's understandable.
I think the stones brought us here so I could save his life. It's always 200 years, give or take. But if you think of someone, you can go further.
Yep.
There's a choice in how far you can go. Sometimes I think the stones make the choice for you. And now I'm thinking, if that's why we're here, then maybe Jem isn't.
Yep.
He's not. He's in the 80s, yo. All right, that was episode 13, Hellos and Goodbye. This is what it was called. And it spent a lot of time on Bree, which their two main stories were Jemmy and Rachel and Ian getting married. So those were the two main focuses, with a little blip of John. And you know, because Jamie heard from Denzel that John was going to get hanged. And I think he started to feel a little bit bad. Like, oops, that's not what I wanted. Don't actually want him to die. I'm just incredibly jealous and keep bringing it up. Yeah. So the Jemmy storyline, so Bree had him locked in the, not Jemmy, but Rob locked in the priest hole, as we thought.
In the murder dungeon.
And as I had mentioned at some point, Mandy is able to feel Jemmy, which we've known for a while. I mean, when he disappeared, she could feel that. So they played hot and cold looking for him. Jemmy was in the cave.
Yeah.
The dam cave where Rob had locked his mom in the first place. So Jemmy used his mom's story to work his way out of the cave. At the same time, there was a moment when Mandy couldn't feel him, and I believe that's when he had to run through the blue portal.
Intersected with the time portal in the time.
Yes, because for a minute I thought they might put Jemmy back with Roger in 1739 because he could hear Roger and he was like yelling into the portal because Roger had got to the... Okay, so let's go back to that part. So Roger and Buck were still on the lookout for Jerry, his dad, when they remembered there must be other stones because Bree had seen that the portal in the dam, and so the dam must have been built on top of one of the standing stone structures at some point. So they went looking for the standing stones that would still exist where the dam currently now is in 1980. So we had this whole montage of them walking the same area that Jemmy was walking until they both came to the point where the portal was. He was yelling for Jerry, but Jem was hearing Roger, but he must have run through it because Bree did mention that there was something that she ran through. He got out. Mandy said he was gone for a second, then he was back, and they were super warm, hot, and they almost ran him down with their car because he was out on the road in the dark. So they got Jemmy back. Meanwhile, they found this tricky little shepherd boy who's been telling on people, get people in trouble. And he says, yeah, I got that hat or whatever. They found Jerry's stash of army stuff, and the shepherd boy had his hat, and he was like, what are you doing with my dad's hat? Oh yeah, his helmet. And he's like, oh, I got it in exchange for something. I forget what it was, but then Jerry was accused of stealing a sheep or something, and they were after him, so they had to find Jerry before the mob did. They did, and told him that they were time travelers too, but never admitted that who they really were. And eventually sent Jerry back to, we think, his wife in the past. However, if his wife was already dead by that time in an air raid, he might not have made it. Like, that's just a theory I have. Or he made it, and that was a memory that Roger had of him being there at some point. However, it was during the air raid, and we know that his mother died in an air raid. It's possible that Jerry then as well did too. That maybe in the end, Roger lost both his parents anyway, just in the air raid. So, because he was all like, why do you know my wife's name? And he's like, doesn't matter, we win the war. He's like distracting, and get back, think of Marjorie. So he went through the stones. Most likely we won't know what happened to him. At least I don't recall. I don't remember him going back through the stones in the book. But then again, I don't remember a lot of things. Apparently, because now the kids are with Fiona. So back in the 80s, I had originally said that Bree goes and stays with Fiona when Roger leaves because it's dangerous to be by herself. Rob's evil. So once she locks him up, he escapes, and the police are all like, you're secretly having an affair with him, aren't you? And you gave him keys to your house and all this other stuff. And she's like, this is pointless because I can't tell you that he's trying to steal my son to find some gold. Because now you'll want to know why there's this gold there. And why my son knows and all this stuff. So Fiona knows all about the time traveling. Of course, she helped them. She helped Roger go back to find Bree when Bree ran back to find her mom and dad after she heard they'd die in a fire. So Fiona knows all about that. She's known from the beginning because she kind of just said to them, oh, you mean when your mom traveled back to the past and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what? It's like, I know all about that stuff because she's the granddaughter of the seer from the original. So Fiona, her husband knows nothing, but they're taking care of the kids. And Bree has decided in her brilliant stroke of stupidness that she's going to go back to Lollybrock with her gun. Because now we know Rob is working with people because someone let him out of the priest hole.
Yeah, it wasn't damaged. He didn't force his way out.
No, someone let him out and then locked it.
Mm-hmm.
So how many people is he working with, and how dangerous is this going to get for Bree? But at the very end, Roger came to the conclusion that he had actually thought of his father before he went through the stones, causing him to go back to 1739 and save his dad. Yeah. And now Jemmy's clearly not in this time.
He wouldn't have gone anywhere if he'd thought of Jemmy, because Jemmy was right there.
That's true. Yeah, well, thinking of Jeremiah, that's very true. And then he just dragged Buck along with it. Let's see. The other storyline was Ian and Rachel. They had their Quaker wedding where you don't speak until the spirit moves you. And so there was a lot of silence for like almost an hour. And then Claire talked, and then Denzel heard Jamie talk. So he's like, oh, the spirit has moved thee. It's like, no, the spirit, Claire was the spirit that moved you. It's like, okay, I'll get up and say something then. Mm-hmm. And then Denzel got up, and then Ian got up.
Nice things were said.
Yep. And then finally, Rachel got up and basically married them. She was full in on the wedding night.
Boom shakalaka.
She was not, timid or anything. She was going full hardcore press on that. And then Ian's like, I thought you'd be really scared. She's like, well, I am a little terrified, so let's get that part out of the way so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Ian didn't last long after that. That was the end of that.
Oh, yeah.
That's basically it. Then they all woke up the next day. Well, Claire and Jamie, they had a little sexy time too. Jamie was upset he was in that bed that John and her had shared, and he was all like being stupid about it. And then thinking slightly like, oh no, John, I might have got him.
I've gone a little too far there.
Yikes. But John was found by the rebels again, mm-hmm. and he decided to say he was just some random guy that the Redcoats had taken and that he'd escaped from, and his name was something Armstrong. Bertram Armstrong. I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's a real person or not, but I don't even know if they believed him. Because at the end, they were going to help him, but they didn't show what happened afterwards. They didn't actually show what they did with him. But clearly everyone's out looking for this escaped dude so they can hang him or whatnot. But then again, they didn't have cell phones, so this group may not know that he escaped from the rubble.
There's no internet, so...
No, nobody really knows.
No, America's Most Wanted.
No. So you could get away with that. Plus, there's no ID, right? So you could say you're anybody... Nobody can really prove it. Yeah. Nobody really knows who you really look like unless somebody draws a wanted picture of you. They don't really know. And so Jamie got in his rebel outfit because he's going to be the brigadier general.
The Continental Army.
And of course that means Claire's coming along for the ride.
Yep.
And then Ian was all like, your brother is right. We dragged you into this world of violence. And she's like, yeah, well, I'm just going to follow I'm going beside you, no matter what happens. And he's like, I promise not to kill people.
Unless it's necessary.
Unless I actually have to. And he's a scout, so usually that doesn't happen.
Yeah, try to stay hidden under those circumstances.
Yeah, I think that's all that happened this episode.
That's the whole bit.
It was a lot. We got Jemmy back. I knew he was in the damn cave the whole time.
Yeah, Roger's figured it out and is going to come back too.
Maybe. Yeah. So Roger was talking to Jerry Buck about, after Jerry left, I think he said to Buck, you can go back and forth as far as you want to, as long as you're thinking about the person that you want to go to. But if you accidentally fall through, it's like 200 years, give or take.
Yeah.
So that worked in Jerry's case because he fell through into 1739, which 200 years forward would be World War II.
1939 was barely the start of it.
Well, no, it's always 102 years into the future. There's always 2 extra years. So it would have been like 1941 his time, in 1939 in the past, or 1739 in the past. There was always 2 years attached.
Mhm.
Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.